All right, so we back with another video. We got a real goofy type of situation. You know, I don't know if anyone's familiar with scam culture. You feel me? But scam culture is when somebody basically takes other people's information that they can get access to. How they getting it? You know, you got variations that they get to it, but the most common amongst, you know, like petty thieves is like mail fraud. So they might steal, you know, your mail. Maybe you have some checks coming in and they might steal that from you. And then, you know, just try to like write a fraudulent check in, you know, in their name and put it into like an account. But that's the most common. The other way is a lot more sophisticated. And typically they don't go for, you know, like little individuals like, you know, us. They typically try to attack, you know, corporate America, corporate, you know, the world. OK, like they trying to go for big money. You know, they trying to get access to, you know, black credit cards and, you know, like just no limit type of spending. They're not doing this petty stuff. Now, this dude, I mean, this is some goofy stuff, bro. Like I mean, the videos say that he's a teenager scammer. So we know however he got with the, you know, whatever he has, like a check or a credit card or whatever, he got it probably through some mail fraud. You feel me? But we gonna see, you know, just how goofy he is. And, you know, I'm saying he goofy. Look, I'm saying he goofy. Look, he probably get out, see this video, and he probably come look for me and try to smoke me, bro. Let me chill.
This is 18-year-old Elliot Garcia.
Like.
On March 25th, 2025.
Damn, bro, this was like a week ago.
Boca Raton police responded.
By the way, that's my mom's birthday. Shout out to my moms. I love you.
Responded to a TD bank after receiving a report of a check fraud in progress. When officers arrived, Mr. Garcia is still standing at the front desk, attempting to cash his $5,000.
Wait, TD is still around? I thought like Schwab, you know, because I mean, I had a Ameritrade account and my Ameritrade account became Schwab. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's the brokerage account that I have now is with Schwab. Shout out Charles Schwab, which is not sponsoring this video, but yo. They pay me. They pay me. So even though the video is not sponsored, I'm still getting money with Schwab. You feel me? Shout out to Schwab.
$1,000 check. The banker quickly noticed red flags with the check and managed to call police while stalling Mr. Garcia. Watch the stories he provides from flipping houses to a random beach meeting and let us know what you think in the comments below.
Oh, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know what I think. So here we are. 240. They pulling up on my mom's birthday. You feel me? So we got two officers. They point at him. All right, so he just chilling. Don't move, son.
Right now.
Damn, bro. They pulled up smooth on him. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. In a certain situation, bro, in that situation, I probably would have swung on the officers. I can't even lie to you, right? In that situation, I get it. They don't want to announce themselves and be like, you know, don't move, police. But you can't just really walk up to somebody, put your hands on them. And, you know, because I know for sure, they would have tried to say that he assaulted an officer. But it's like, I didn't know you was an officer when you sitting there, you know, like grabbing me from behind. I know that sound, you know, bad, but, you know, he grabbed him from behind, bro. Like he literally grabbed him from behind. And, you know, it's like, bro, my natural instinct is to like get up out the situation and, you know, and swing on somebody is going to help me get out the situation. So, you know, that's really, I don't think that was part of the training to just walk up on somebody like that. Like, look, you could have cornered, bro. Announce yourself. And if you had to tackle him, it's two of y'all. Like, it's two of y'all, bro. Like, you ain't even had to like do all that. But all I'm saying is, like, in a situation like that, like, you can't even say that he assaulted you because, again, like, that's really self-defense. Like, you can't just be like sneak attacking. You know what I mean? That's not what the police is supposed to be doing.
Yes,
I'll tell you in a second.
it's Alana. I have Boca Police Department.
You guys got a room?
Damn, bro. She booked him.
Lonzo. Savage, this room? Take him this room.
She locked the doors and everything. She booked him.
No, I'll tell you in a minute. You know the reason, but we'll play your game.
Reading his record quick.
Yep. Have a seat.
Damn, look. The people
Right,
still
you're being
banking.
lawfully
They
detained
like,
right now when we investigate
okay.
a fraud investigation.
I'm nosy.
Yep.
I probably would have sat down in a chair and
Everything
everything.
will be explained to you. Right now, you're not free to go, and you're being lawfully detained. I'm gonna reach your rights. All right. I am required to warn you before you make any statement. You have the following constitutional rights. You have the right to remain silent and not answer any questions. Any statement can be and will be used against you in a court of law. You understand these rights I have read them to you? You
Yes.
wish to answer my questions?
No.
Okay.
Officers speak with the banker.
Bro. No. N-O. Literally, no. I don't care what the situation is. You could be a law-abiding citizen and you could have like did nothing wrong. Don't speak to the police, bro. Like, don't speak to the police, especially like if something happened, like for example, and like I know like, you know, people like this, USCCA, you know, Colion Noir, you know, Assad Mayoub. I'm over here just naming people that, you know, like you guys could like get on YouTube. These are 2A rights advocates, and literally there's so many videos. I probably should react to some of them, but there's so many videos where somebody gets in a situation where they have to defend themselves with a firearm, you know, and the police come, ask them questions, and then they turn around and, you know, because they ask you questions on the spot, and then you have to go to the station and give them a statement, you know, and obviously when you have calmed down, you're going to have more coherent thoughts of what happened versus in the heat of the moment, you don't know what you're really going to say, right? Like what you're just saying is just like, you're still in shock. So you could leave out certain stuff, like you could say certain stuff that was wrong, you know, and then next thing you know, the DA who has like no involvement of, you know, like actually what happened, they look at that and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to charge you with manslaughter. We're going to charge you with assault, even though all you did was defend yourself. So just from that, don't talk to the police. Don't. Either talk to a lawyer or wait until you get to the station. Like wait until you get to the station, because at least you'll only have that particular story. Like you have time to make sure you say the right things and you don't put yourself in a further situation, you know, because like I'm not gonna lie to you, he ain't hurt nobody. Like this situation, yeah, it's wrong, but he ain't really hurt nobody, bro. Like he not like physically hurting anybody. I don't know. He might be hurting the person who he tried to cash a check from, you know, by like taking money from them. But what I'm saying is like, he ain't out here like stabbing nobody, killing nobody. Like he ain't doing any of that. So, you know, he a teenager. It's a stupid mistake. You know, like let him go in here. Like, for example, let him go in here, do his time for what they're going to charge him for. And then maybe he come out and he don't want to go through that situation again, because that's what jail is supposed to really do. It's really supposed to rehabilitate you, not keep you in a cycle of going in and going out. Like you're supposed to learn from your mistakes.
And discover Elliot opened a new account at TD Bank just 2 weeks prior and find the check owner has never heard of him.
Damn.
Can I see that?
Yes. This is the check that we
Hella red flags.
She lives in New Jersey. She's in New Jersey now.
Okay.
She's sharp.
She never wrote this check out?
She never wrote that check. He said it's for
She's sharp. She's like, yo, you just opened this account 2 weeks ago and now you're trying to cash a check. But at the same time, I ain't gonna lie, at the same time, it's like, well, when you open a bank, what you supposed to do with it? You supposed to cash a check. Like you posted deposit a check. Maybe she meant like he was trying to walk out there with cash. Maybe he's trying to bust a check down. For anyone who doesn't know what bust a check down means, that is a scam term for cash the check, turn it into cash monies. Take the check and walk out with cash monies. That's what bust the check down means. Or bust down the check. I said it wrong. Yeah, bust down the check.
I do have the check, yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
Subject came in, approached the teller. I am the assistant manager here. The teller wanted further verification after looking at the subject's identification.
Damn, the teller profiled him. She was like, this YN coming in here with a check like this, whatever the check amount is for, with this check. He can't making this because I ain't making this. That's probably what it really was. She profiled him like, ain't no way in hell you making this and I'm working here, you know, making less. I know it.
The check, I realized that it may be a stolen check. So I proceeded to contact the customer.
Is there a reason why you thought it was a stolen, you said? I'm sorry.
Yes, because
At least she went and verified it was stolen before calling the police. That's a W manager right there. How he was in there long enough for her to do all of that is crazy. Like, bro, like you're not cashing a check. Like, if it's hard, bro, go. Like, get out of there.
the location.
Because this was in New Jersey.
A New Jersey check, yes.
So there's a little flags you saw?
Correct.
Okay.
I investigated further, realized that the subject just recently opened up an account, 2 accounts that has not been funded on March 10th.
Oh, that's even worse. The check, the account wasn't even funded. So you're trying to go in there and, you know, bust down a check and your account isn't even official. Like, look, I promise you, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. If he would have just probably put some legit money, like his legit money, if he put his legit money in there, bro, probably like a smooth, you know, like 500, you know, not even like 15, just a smooth 500, right? If he would just put some money in there, like a decent, you know, decent money, they probably wouldn't even tripped on him like that, because they probably would have just looked like he's just moving his like account over, you know, from a different bank. And, you know, like this, he wanted to cash his check here. Like, he might have been able to get away with it had the damn account been funded. But he over there, again, it's a teenager over here doing dumb shit. I really hope he learned from this and don't do it again. Hopefully this is like his first like offense and he can get out, you know, like, and actually make something of himself. Probably go pick up a trade or something, bro. Because this criminal activity, bro, if you striking out like this on your first go, yeah, you don't need to do this.
His stories that he provided to me did not add up. First, he said that he purchases homes, fix them up, and resell them.
Okay.
Yes, and then he stated that he was doing some work for them, that they have a property in Boca Raton, even though they live in New Jersey, and he was doing some work for them. He also stated that it was from a company, and then he switched and he said it was from Super. So I
wonder if he has a New Jersey ID too. Like, I'm guessing he should have a New Jersey ID. But you know, I don't know. I don't know. It didn't sound like they said he has a New Jersey ID. It just said that, like, because the check came from New Jersey and he's like kind of like working with somebody or working on behalf of someone that has property in Boca Raton, or, you know, that he's partnering up with, and he's like flipping houses and shit. Like, that check got to be like a $20,000 check or something, bro. If he talking about flipping houses and shit.
feel comfortable, so I delayed him called the customer, and then called the police department.
So I spoke with this gentleman. He lives in Orlando. Apparently, he came down from
Orlando. So not even New
to West Palm
Jersey.
Beach to stay at a hotel because him and his cousin like to flip rundown apartments, houses, correct? Okay. If I'm wrong at any point, correct me, okay? Please. Okay. So he's staying in West Palm. He didn't want to cash the check in West Palm because he didn't want to get robbed. But for whatever reason, he couldn't stop.
How big is the check?
Boynton Beach, Delray.
Did I miss
Any
that?
other city that wasn't between West Palm and the city of Boca Raton, he for whatever reason, it's just random. Now, if I understand correctly, apparently in our city, in the city of Boca Raton, there's a lot of rundown apartments that need fixing that he can flip. And he needed to cash the check for $4,150 in our city.
$5 grand. $5 grand. Don't get me wrong. That's like decent money. But if your story is you're flipping houses, $5 grand does nothing. $5 grand does nothing. I'm over here thinking that, yo, it's probably like a 20, like they flagging it because it's like a $20,000-$30,000 check, you know, something like that. Like a, you know, like a check where like you could pay out people. Like nobody should be walking around with this amount of cash. I thought it was that kind of check. We talking about $5 grand. Like, I'm sorry, you should be able to go into a bank and cash a $5,000 check, no problem. Like, I'm talking about cash out a check, not bust a check down. I'm talking about cash out a check, as in you worked for that check yourself and you just, you know, you want some cash. You're like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna cash this check. Cause I've went to the bank and I've cashed checks 3-4 times the size of that and walked out with actual cash. Okay. Yes, there is a protocol that they have to go through when you're, you know, cashing that certain amount. At certain banks, they're going to ask for 2 forms of ID. So you're looking at your actual identification and maybe like a credit card or, you know, or 2. And yeah, they do that. They verify the check, like because that amount, they have to verify it first. Like they can't just, you know, do that. And then because it's above, a certain amount, they have to tell the IRS. So you have a protocol for a larger check. And I'm over here thinking that it's that because she had enough time to go and call the customer that the check belonged to, and then, you know, like verify and that it was bad, and then have enough time to call the police, and then enough time for the police to get there, because we all know it's going to take the police literally, like, even if they're in the area, it's still going to take them about 5 to 10 minutes to get there. If they're not in the area, it's going to take about, you know, 20 minutes to get there. So she was able to keep him there long enough. He's over there twiddling his thumb. It's like, bro, if you can't get an answer in 5 minutes, leave the check and go. Like, it don't even matter, bro. Leave the check and go. Like, at least you got a chance to be on the run, bro. You feel me? Like, he over here hemmed up now, giving the teller, you know, one story, and now he got to give, and now he done already opened up his damn mouth and gave the officer a whole nother story that's it's similar, but the details are not.
City, so that he can go look at a property somewhere in the city of Boca Raton. He doesn't know where. His cousin knows where, but his cousin didn't.
We went from you're cashing a check to go fix up some things for a client to now the money is for you to go look at some houses to flip with your cousin.
Didn't come with him because he had other important meetings, right?
No, I didn't say meeting.
Oh, well, he had other important stuff to do, right? Okay, so he had other important stuff to do. So he just Ubered from West Palm to the city of Boca Raton to cash a check. Did I get the story right, sir? Okay, just want to make sure I was right.
So
Look,
I spoke to the teller, and I spoke
bro
to
is fucking with him. He's like, I know your story's
who's that to
bullshit.
you?
That's just the lady I had been remodeling for the house.
Where?
I don't remember, but I still have sent a company over there, but
I don't remember, bro. Like you don't remember? You were just saying that you was doing some work in Boca Raton. Just be like, yo, pick a fucking street and say, like, bro, like, this is exactly why you say nothing, because you already told the teller one thing, bro. You already told the teller one thing, right? And they gonna give a statement, and like, whatever you like, if you say nothing, you have time to at least kind of retract and think about what you said to the teller, even though the likelihood of you remembering the lie, which is why, I mean, look, I can't do it. I don't know how anybody else does it, but lying is so fucking hard to do, because when you tell the lie, right? When you tell the lie, if it is a significant lie, the person that you tell the lie to will remember more details about the lie than you, the one who told the lie. And then when they come back to ask you about something about the lie, you have no fucking clue as to what happened, because it was a fucking lie. Like, lying is hard, bro. Like, you're just better off just not saying shit. Like, don't say nothing.
She owns no houses in the state of Florida. She only lives in Jersey, never been down to Boca Raton.
Damn.
she lives in Jersey.
Okay. She never wrote this check out because she still has the check.
Legit said she don't own no houses in Boca. You fucked, bro.
Check
Where is it?
at her house.
How would that be if the check's right there in front of me?
I'm asking you that question.
That's how I'm trying
This
to
check was written out to you.
Exactly. That's how I'm trying to figure out right now.
You have her information, or you can call her. If you're a client, if she's your client, you can call her.
I mean, you work in her house, right?
I sent a company to their house.
I sent a company to her
You
house.
said
What
you picked up
company?
the check. You went to get the check in Jersey.
Yeah, I picked up that check.
In Jersey.
I didn't pick it up though. I got it mailed.
Oh, you know what? Let's call her on the phone. We'll put her on the speaker for you. You have the work phone?
This is crazy, bro.
That's crazy though.
So when I
It's right there in front of me though,
Like,
We're gonna send her.
bro, her whole mind went into reset, like Windows. Like, he's just shut down. Like, say what now? I didn't pick up the check. No, it got mailed to me. I went and I sent the company there to go pick up the check. No. You know, a check. You know, it was in my back pocket already. I'd already had the check. You know, like, bro, how did you get the check? Like, you couldn't think of of how you got the check. Like, you couldn't think that far. Like, how you got the check. Like, you really couldn't think that far. Like, come on, bro.
Her a picture
He's
of this.
terrible
She's
at
gonna
this.
confirm this is her signature, right?
He's like, I don't
man,
know.
You did the work. You got the check. You don't know anything about a check that was given to you?
No.
No.
Bro is fucking with him. The police officer is fucking with him.
So you went all the way to Jersey to do a construction job? So what city did you go to do this job?
The company went over there to do the job for her.
Okay, so you got paid.
What's your company?
It's not my company.
It's not my company.
Okay, so a company is going. So why this a company, whatever the name of the a company is?
Bro, I couldn't have timed that any better. Literally, like, bro, he said, I sent the company over there. So it sounded like he calling the shots. And then it was like, I sent the company over there to do the work. I mean, that's shot caller talk right there, right? I sent the company, like, hello. And then now these comes back. Okay, well, what is this company that you have? Oh, it's not my company. Well, who, like, what the fuck is going on? Okay.
Giving you a check.
Okay.
To do the job.
But what job are you doing? You're here in Florida, my man. You're on board.
Elliot, I'm going to ask you a question, okay? You have a right to say no. Do you mind if you look through your phone?
No.
Okay, so we're going to take an evidence and seize it.
Wait.
Yep.
For what?
There's evidence for you to seize it.
it's
There's
evidence-
a warrant
No.
to get your phone.
Wait.
Bro said, do you mind if I take your phone? He don't even understand English language at this time, bro. If he just shuts his mouth and says nothing, they do nothing. They literally do nothing. If he shuts his mouth and says nothing, they don't take his phone, right? They have to get a court order to seize it and go through it. You see what I'm saying? Like, his phone does not become evidence. You see what I'm saying? Like his phone does not become evidence, right? Like I'm not giving you shit. I'm not giving you, like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, legit say nothing, no things. Things you should say are none at this point. No things you should say, okay? Like, you have the right to remain silent. Use it. Use it, bro. If you don't have your story together, it's the best thing. That's the best thing you could say. Let me talk to a lawyer. You see what I'm saying? Like, let me talk to a lawyer. At least I could tell the lawyer the truth, and I know that the lawyer isn't gonna go back and tell you shit. Like client privilege. Like, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to a lawyer. Because at the end of the day, the police are really just doing their job. Whether that's to arrest perps, right? Which they do, right? Arrest perps. Question and get confessions from idiots like this. Like, they got him check and mate. Like, they're just playing with him right now. Like, they're literally toying with this kid. Like, they're toying with him, and this is sad at this point. Like, they basically used plain English to get him to say, hey, yes, you can have my phone, even though that's not even what he wanted. He was like, no, I don't want you to have my phone. But he already said, go ahead. He didn't even finish high school.
But if I say yes,
You said no. I'm not going to go back and forth. I'm just trying to prove see what you say. Conversations with this victim here, right, in your company, because usually you're going to text message some kind of proof of your company, right, and it showed you where the checkout, some kind of service, something like that. Elliot, we all been doing this job for a while.
I'm mad confused right now.
So, is there someone who told you?
I'm mad confused. Yeah, you mad
kind
confused.
Of a dumb person that don't know anything.
I'm just trying to figure out that check.
This is your chance to come clean, bro. I already cut you in more than enough lies.
I told you it was toying
with. This is your chance to
him.
come clean and try to help yourself. If you want to stick to your story, you're more than welcome. But even the way I explained the story and you confirmed that was your story, it doesn't makes no sense, my man. Listen, maybe if it was our first day doing this line of work, it might work.
This is South of Florida. This is king of frauds down here. This is not the first time we dealt with it.
I ain't gonna lie, I already know y'all deal with it. But I ain't gonna lie, that right there.
So who gave you that check to cash?
I don't know, some random person on the beach.
Is it on the beach? Where? Here or where you live?
No. Like, far. Like,
Did you drop you off here? Is the car still here?
nah, I'm pretty sure once they see y'all the patrol car, they've been done.
Been gone, right?
Yeah.
So you met this random guy on the beach. He told you what? Just go in there cash?
Yeah.
Because on the March 10th, you open up an account with TD Bank.
Yeah.
Is that what he told you to do, or?
Nah, I wasn't open.
See, this is where it's like, you can't say that you met some random guy on the beach like today type shit, because you opened up that account 2 weeks ago. So you had to at least met this dude or whoever it was at least 2 weeks ago. Nah, I was going to open a link for my clothing brand. Yeah, bro. He somehow got his hand on the checks. And whether he got it from like his boy that tried to hook him up and say like, yo, bro, I got these checks. I went and cashed one the other day. Like, I could hook you up. Like, how much you want? And he was probably like, shoot me 4, or whatever. And they probably wrote it for 5 so he could shoot him a band, for hooking him up with the check or whatever. And, whatever it is, or maybe they splitting it, bro. He just trying to put the cash in his pocket. But yeah, bro, like he know it's not a random person. He just not trying to tell.
Open a link for my clothing brand, but he was like, blah, 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 TV, blah, blah, blah.
So a random guy, you know what city he was in?
Yeah,
What beach?
Tampa.
Tampa. So he was in Tampa. You met this random guy on the beach. He told
He was
you.
like, yo, whatever they're going, blah blah blah. I'm like, all right.
Okay.
Whatever, blah blah blah.
You ever been arrested before for anything? I'm down here. What's
First time.
Palm Beach County.
The people from Tampa had dropped me off here, and then I guess once they see y'all, for sure, probably do that.
Is it something like a friend of a friend told you to do this, or some random guy at the beach?
Some random person at the beach. Yeah. He was like, yo, I got these checks. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I'm like, they're legit. He's like, yeah, they're legit. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get into no trouble, right? He was like, nah, you good. I was like, okay, good.
The black guy, white guy, Spanish guy?
Nah,
White guy, girl.
sorry?
Well, who was the guy who told you?
It was like, he's like Haitian, like,
So it's a black guy?
I'm not sure like.
What's the skin color? Is white, black,
Dark skin.
yellow?
Yeah, skin color, bro. It's not racist.
Dark skin, he got dreads.
It's not racist.
Tattoos all over literally.
Damn, he telling on the Zoe.
Yeah, literally just one.
He telling on the Zoe, bro.
No, he gave me that check.
Yeah, he ain't no YN.
He literally just gave me this check.
Them Zoes gonna
And he
come
drove
after,
you all the
bro.
way down here for one check.
Is that the guy you're on the phone with when you were trying to cash the check? That's what we usually do, is they stay on the phone when we try to do this.
That's somebody else.
How much money were you supposed to get paid from that? From the $49.50 that you were gonna take out, how much was your cut?
Probably like probably like 15.
1,500.
And he dropped you off, and he says,
He just said cash it. I was like, okay.
what car did he drop you off in?
Yeah, bro, he's still lying.
It's one of the electric ones,
Like a Tesla?
Nah, Canava or something like that.
The Kona, whatever it is?
Probably wasn't no Haitian dude.
Like King or something. I don't know.
Is it the Hyundai?
No.
It's newer EV. What color?
Probably one of his boys look like him.
We're gonna check the camera, so I mean,
It's like, bro is just like,
dropped off, or were you dropped off in the front, or were you dropped off in the back? Were you dropped off on the side, the front, or the back? Because we're gonna check the cameras. There's a bank.
I ain't gonna lie, I would have been stopped talking.
Walked where? You said you were dropped off.
I dropped off like down the street and I walked through.
So I believe you're telling part of the story, right? You came on us with someone telling you to do this. But it ain't some guy on the beach. It's probably
Facts.
someone you know. It's
Facts.
probably someone who's done this before.
Facts.
Say, hey, I did it once. It went through.
Facts.
In Tampa. It took
Facts.
you from Tampa to here. What
Facts.
kind of car it was?
I would say that.
You said it was an EV car, newer, right? What color was it?
You know what the car was, bro. Come on.
Dark reddish, like a wine color.
Where did he drop you off?
Like, he being vague on purpose. And they know it.
This light where? There's a wide open window. One of the light is right here. They have cameras that point that way. Why we're going to see you walk?
That went that way?
Or were they going to see you walk?
Yeah.
You understand you're in serious trouble right now, right? I hope you know that. Okay, I'm gonna be straight up with you, okay? You're looking at a couple felonies.
Bro, this, now I know they really about to, cause they know he a first timer. They know that he, like, bro, like, they about to just continue fucking with him. Like, they toyed with him already. They know he's inexperienced. They know that, like, this is not what he does. Literally, he's gonna go into the courtroom, and the judge is probably gonna give him like probably like a year, and probably like probation for like 5 years. Like, he ain't gonna get like no serious time, bro, because it's the first offense. Like, your first offense, bro, as long as you go in there with some humility and you really intend on changing your life, usually the judges, especially when you're like not even like, 20, usually the judges give you some sort of reprieve. He's like, by continuing to talk, he's going to screw up a lot of that. Like, I would have been shut up. The thing is, you should never, this is what I say, bro. You should never complain about work when you agree to work somewhere. Just like you should never commit crimes and then complain when the consequence of where, you know, you end up in jail is, you know, in front of you. Like, you knew the risk when you did whatever it was that you was doing. Like, you knew it. You knew it, bro. Like, don't tell on nobody, because telling on nobody is not really going to help your situation. I'm just telling you the truth. Cause, you know, like, this going to make you look bad. Like, for one, it makes you look less of a man. Like, be a man. Like, you knew what you were doing. You want to tell on somebody to try to lessen your time, bro. That's weak, bro. That's just weak. Like, And like, if you working somewhere and you don't like the place that you work in, or you feel you're underutilized, underpaid, undervalued, whatever it is, this is why you always take your skills and you put your resume together and you go try to find yourself somewhere else to work, bro. If you got to take a day off or two to go put together a bomb ass interview, you know, on do that. Like, that's worth it. It's worth it. Yes, I get it. It's easy to be like, yo, I can't miss a day of getting paid, right? I can't miss a day of work. You know, like, I can't afford to, because a lot of us are living paycheck to paycheck. So I get it. But man, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get out of like a situation and, you know, improve everything in your life. But yeah, back to the whole situation of being a criminal, bro. This is where you become a snitch. Like, you're a snitch if you're in this like field of committing crimes. And when you get caught, you want to tell on somebody. No, you got caught. Do your time. Don't be a bitch. Do your time.
This is felony, man.
What?
Yeah. You're looking at
It's a felony.
washing a check, that's a felony. And fraud, that's another felony. The amount is over 750, so another felony. So right now you're looking at 3 felonies alone, yourself. So we're giving you the chance
How much time you gonna give him?
to try to help yourself.
I don't trust you.
The truth will help you, because when we present a case later to the state attorney's office, they're gonna see everything and they're gonna be like, okay, this guy's cooperating or something. I don't think that you're the person involved in this. I think this is a bigger ring. I think that there's way more people involved in this. I don't think you're the only person that they're using to cash these checks. And the reason I know this is because a couple months ago, I made the same arrest for somebody else. Okay, so it's up to you if you want to see the state. Okay, hey, I cooperated. He was being truthful. Let's see what we can do to help him out. And I'm not saying to help you out that they're gonna give you a deal or anything like that. I'm not mentioning anything. I'm promising.
Man, this is why people call the police pigs, bro. This is why they call the police pigs. Like, first of all, like, look, I get it. The kid, he fucked up. He fucked up. He in a situation. Like, let him go see a judge. Let him plead guilty or not guilty or whatever. Get convicted and do his time. And, you know, find a way to rehabilitate himself. Like, he got time. He young. He can go pick up a trade. Like, he could better his life. You feel me? He could better his life. He don't need to be sitting there snitching and telling on some people that could potentially come back and unalive him. It's not worth it, bro. Like, and now you sitting here trying to scare him with, you know, it's all these felonies or whatever, right? He don't know how much time that those you know, felonies carry, like the maximum sentence. And first of all, and you know, as far as when you get convicted, whatever you get convicted for, especially like what he did, you're typically going to get your sentence concurrent, meaning all of your time for which you are convicted for is going to be served at once. It's not like you get 1 year for this, 2 years for that, and another 1 year for this, and it just adds up to 4 years. No, it means the max amount of time that you will serve is the 2 years. It doesn't compute. But if he a kid, again, he's not going to know any of this. And the other thing is the police, notice how he walked out back, completely backtracked immediately, that I can't, I'm not promising you that you're going to get some sort of deal for snitching. Well, what's the benefit of telling? There's no benefit of telling. You just told me that, there's no benefit in me telling you anything. Literally what he just said. In between the lines is literally what he just said. You're not going to get anything extra for telling on anybody, or cooperating, which is what the term that they use, which is just snitching, right? You're not going to get anything in return for that. It's just, snitch so you can make our job easier. No, this is exactly why literally this video would have been like 3 minutes had he just kept his mouth shut. They wouldn't have access to his phone without a court order. He'd get a chance to appear in court, speak with a lawyer, even if it's just a public attorney, have some client confidentiality, some client privilege, right? Say what needs to be said and see if he can get a deal, because who can get a deal? Your lawyer. Your lawyer can get a deal from who gives out the deals. It's not the police. The police just arrest you, give statements, charge you, and the DA handles the rest from there. The district attorney reviews the evidence, figures out what the case is, how much of a case it is, if it's even worth the trouble, because they'll start throwing charges away. They're like, okay, we'll throw these charges away and then we're just focused on these, right? Then go to your lawyer and say, will he take a deal, a plea deal, and save the people some money? The people are the taxpayers, and they come back with the deal without you having to snitch, especially when it's your first time, right? Especially when it's your first time, it's your first offense. They're over here really manipulating him. And that's why police are pigs. These kind of police are pigs, bro. There's so much dishonesty. I can never trust the police. And this is why, I was mentioning earlier about Colion Noir and USCCA, about if you get into a situation where you have to actually defend yourself. I'm over here sounding like I'm sponsored by them. Maybe one day. And the first thing that the police are going to want from you at the scene, they're going to want a statement. And the thing is, don't give them a statement, because you're still going to have to go to the precinct and give them, guess what? A statement. So by you saying too much, because you still have to say something while they're there. And, typically what you're going to say is, everything happens so fast. Right now, I'm still in shock. I'll be more than happy to come, give a full statement, in tomorrow, 2 days from now, something, because they're still going to need you to come in and give a statement. But yeah, right now, I don't know. I can't think straight. Literally, that would apply pretty much to anything. And all he had to do was just say, look, I know what I did. At this point, all I really want to do is talk to a lawyer, and I'll give you a statement sometime after I speak with the lawyer. If you're a criminal and they got you, you are not talking your way out of anything. You should know that. You shouldn't be a criminal. If you don't know that, you shouldn't be a criminal. So it's some certain people, they need to be taken off the streets indefinitely. this kid, I think he's just a kid, bro. I don't think he was really trying to do anything like to be like maliciously harmful to somebody. He's just very stupid, you know, not considerate because he doesn't have that part of the development. He's still young. So, you know, hopefully the judge give him a chance to, like, you know, rehabilitate himself, because this is stupid, bro. But like I said, he ain't out there really hurting nobody, like physically, like actually, like as a you know, a nuisance to, you know, public society, where he doesn't deserve to be amongst, you know, public society. But who knows? Maybe he might not deserve to be amongst you know, us regular folk.
Promising you anything. I am not. But what I'm trying to explain to you is, it's
Then
just
why
gonna
would I
help
tell you
later
anything?
in the long run?
If you
Because
can't promise me anything,
everybody's gonna have access
I'm
to all
good.
of this. All of this is being video and audio recorded. We have all the evidence. We're getting the statements, right? So all of this information is gonna come into play later in court. So we already caught your line, right? But now you're finally starting to tell somewhat of the truth, right? It's not a good look when the state attorney is reviewing this and they're like, okay, he's not even remorseful about what he's doing. He doesn't care about what he's doing. Okay. Then they're going to give you what they're going to give you. Okay. Again, didn't make you any promise.
You're
I'm
not gonna
telling
get the
you
max.
that something's going to change. However, being truthful and you telling the truth, and maybe even getting the people that got you in this situation involved, because as you can see, the people that dropped you up here, the moment they saw our cars, I know that
First
they took
offense-
off at a high rate
first
of speed.
offense, you're not
They
getting
got
the
in that
max.
highway and they say, lose this guy's contact number, and it's over. You think you're ever gonna hear from them again? You think they're gonna post your bail?
You gotta think. You were set to make what? $1,500? $1,000. So they gave you one check for $1,000 is what you were gonna get. Think about how many checks they're giving out to people, how much money they're making. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you're about to make $1,000. And like he said, 3 felonies. 3 felonies for $1,000.
He said 4.
Let that sink in. You know?
It's gonna be up there. You're gonna, depending on the amount of felonies we're gonna put. I don't want to give you a number, then I'm wrong. You get what I'm saying? But this is the one and only chance and opportunity we're gonna give you to come clean. Once we lock into your statement, guess what? Whatever you tell us, that's what's gonna be locked into your statement.
I'm not telling y'all shit.
It's up to the attorneys later on and the state how they're gonna want to handle this. Okay.
If it's between the attorney and the state, then
It's
I
up
have
to you.
no business
I don't
speaking
think
with you.
You are the person at fault for this. Somebody used you, and now look who's the one in handcuffs, and look who's the one that just took off in a car and they're hanging out home.
That's
and all
cool.
they lost was a piece of paper.
That's cool. I got
Somebody's
caught.
calling you, some hobby guy FaceTiming you.
I got caught.
Okay. So you want to take the fall for everything? It's you?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like, so this was your idea? This is your whole plan?
Yep.
Okay, so
I'll take
whose
it.
idea was for you to do this? There's no way you just were walking around the beach holding hands or walking by yourself holding the air and you decided to be like, oh, hey, how you doing, stranger? Oh, I can make $1,000. Let me jump in your car and let's go to the city of Boca Raton so I can make some money. I highly doubt that's what happened. But if that's the statement you want to stick to, I'll be more than happy when we go in front of the judge to let the judge know that was your statement. So, what happened?
I was at the beach on Tampa
When?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, okay? And then what happened?
I was just walking. I walked out of a restaurant. Some guy was like, "Hey, yo, how old you is?" I was like, "I'm 18 years old." And he was like, "Hey, we trying to make a quick $1,000?" I'm like, "Sure." And then once he showed me the check, I'm like, $4,000. So I'm only getting $1,000 for $4,000 check. Don't make no sense. And I was like, you know what? He'll probably give me more bread. So I was like, no, I'll just go through with it, cash a check, give him whatever he gives, and then whatever he gives me, he gives me. That was literally the end of it. That was it.
Okay. Well, how did you contact with this person?
Huh?
How did you communicate with this person?
In person.
Okay, so you know them for 2 weeks, correct? 2 weeks from today, correct? Give or take? Okay, so you've been with him every single day, 24/7 with him for the last 2 weeks?
Nah.
Okay, so how did you communicate? Did you guys use like brain signals, smoke signals? How did you communicate?
Brain
with him?
signals, smoke signals. Yeah.
Okay, so he tells you what to do, but somebody dropped you off. So how did you communicate with
Brain
him?
signals, smoke signals. How y'all communicate?
How did you get from Tampa, right? If you guys met in Tampa on the beach, I'm assuming like Clearwater, St. Pete, right? It's the other side of the state. So in a 2-week time frame, follow me, 2-week time frame, you got from there to here with him. How did you orchestrate him picking you up and driving you here? Did you send him mail? Did you call him? Did you FaceTime him? Did you Uvu, MySpace? Like, what did you guys use to talk, to coordinate?
Send him a
and get
kite.
that? That's what we're trying to figure out.
Literally pay for everything.
But that's not what I'm asking. I'm not asking what he paid
Carrier
for.
pigeon.
How did you guys arrange, like, Instagram DMs? Did
Carrier
you, like,
pigeon,
like,
fool.
hey, dude, I'm ready to go at noon.
Nah, it was just.
I'll pick you up.
Yeah, he'll pick me up and then he'll drop me off and then he'll drop me off.
So how did he know when to pick you up and where to pick you up?
Because he already dropped me off the first time.
All he had to do was
So
stop
he just came
talking.
at a random time and you were like, oh, perfect, I've been ready. So you were outside your house for hours just waiting with your stuff to come out?
Not waiting for hours, but he knocked on the door and he just was there. So I was, all right, let's go.
So he's familiar with the area over here.
I guess so.
So he's from over here.
I don't know where he's from. I literally met him in Tampa.
So then how did he know where you live?
He didn't know where I live. I met him in Tampa.
Maybe I'm just really confused.
I'm
with the situation,
confused,
right? So
too.
you live here, but you were in Tampa, right? You live in West Palm, sorry.
I don't live here.
Where do you live?
Orlando.
Remember him?
You live in Orlando.
Yeah.
So he picks you up in Orlando after
At least
leaving
that's
2
one
weeks
thing we
ago
got straight.
in Tampa. And then somehow you guys end up driving down here.
Yeah.
So how did he know what time, what day to get from Tampa to Orlando to pick you up?
He didn't know no time. He just pulled up.
Bro just pulled up and said, here, bust down this check.
Okay. You just want to lie, my man. It is what it is, bro. Come on, bro. Like, you mean to tell me in a nature of communication where you have a phone that's been blowing up this whole time during a conversation, you didn't get his phone number? So somebody tells you, a random person you never met in your life, tells you, hey, I'm going to give you $1,000. And the first thing is like, okay, you're a stranger. You didn't worry that he was going to go to your house to kill you and your family. No, none of that went through your head. And you not even worried that he knows where you live.
He doesn't know where I live.
Now that you're caught, you're not worried that he knows where you live.
If I don't tell, shit.
Now, when you say it like that, yeah, just a little bit. But I mean, I don't think he's gonna. Well, I don't know. You're right.
I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never.
Yeah, if I
Well, you might know,
tell,
but we won't know.
if I tell,
Okay.
then yeah, he
Like
for,
I said,
he for
we'll
sure
seize
gonna
this.
have something
We're gonna
against
do a
me.
whole analytical. We'll get a warrant for this. This tells the truth.
I don't think I know.
Okay, that's fine. Listen, bro. I want to tell you something. Okay. So you understand how this works. Even when you delete stuff in this, nothing is permanently deleted. And once we get the warrant and we get the stuff we need, everything you even ever deleted, we're gonna be able to see. So
That's actually
Yes.
false.
A detective stops by to ask Elliot a few questions before he is taken to jail.
All right, so
That's false.
he changed the story a little bit. So
Okay.
he didn't meet him in Tampa. Got him in Fort Lauderdale, like literally a couple days ago. This is, I mean, and take it for what it's worth. Like, you're still not being super clear about how you got down here because you told me one thing, but now you're telling me another thing, right? So
So he
this
told
is
everybody something
you-
different.
like I told you before, you're articulate. You seem like you know you have it. You know,
Well, there goes a clean record.
you have
Shit,
a
there goes a
conversation. You have a clean record, bro. But like this.
Not no more.
I mean, listen, it's like I said, it's not the crime of the century, but you had to know, look, you have to, if someone hands you a check with these two people's names on it and say, oh, go in here and do this, like, come on, bro.
The
Like,
thing is, I did it before, like a regular employer check. So when I didn't have no bank, that's how I would get my money. Like I would literally go cash it out.
you are smart. Some random dude in Fort Lauderdale comes up to you and says, oh, you want to do TD? wild, bro. That you would even
The thing is,
tell me
that would be a
chill,
fast
like-
investment, though. That's how I seen it, though.
Okay, well,
But
you'll
it happened so
never
fast that
ever do it again, obviously.
Ever,
because
ever,
now
ever in my
now
life,
you're getting
ever.
arrested for it, right? And then
Exactly.
ruining that record. But like I said, you're 18, okay? It's a crime, 100%, and you're going to jail for it, right? But if you really don't have any other prior arrests or anything like
I
that,
have nothing, literally. I
okay?
have zero.
And then you go see a judge, and they have plenty of things. They have diversion programs.
Told
What
you,
was the
like,
difference in your story?
First
with her,
offense?
so- just so that way I'm caught up to speed.
first offense,
Because here's
as
what
long
I'm
as
at,
it's not like
I'm not
a
trying to
heinous
ask-
crime.
I'm gonna be straight up with you, right? Man to man. You told us one story. That's all I know. She can tell me her story, and it's coming from her, so it's a game of telephone, right? I don't like playing telephone. I'd rather hear from you, so that way when I write my report, it's your words and not somebody else's, right? So you met this dude in Fort Lauderdale 2 days ago.
I don't care about your
back
report,
home?
bro.
What-
Fuck
what
your
happened?
report.
I stayed in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, so you stay down there, and then
Stayed
what?
out there, literally, he said,
Fuck
"Give me
your
a couple
report."
days." I was like, all right, I'll give you a couple days. The day comes, he said, all right.
Like, I'm going to jail.
You finna walk in TV.
I'm 18. I'm fresh. Fresh meat.
Literally made it super
Fuck your
easy.
report.
He filled
didn't
out.
give me the details. He didn't give me nothing. Like he didn't give me arrangements or nothing. He
Yeah.
literally said, "I'm gonna give you this check once you walk in TV."
Cash it, and you're out.
Literally simple as that.
So like this is from my understanding, not like
No, you go.
just clarifying. Did he have you fill it out, or did he already have all this information for the lady? It was already filled out. Okay.
He literally gave it to me. He said, "Walk in here."
So he already knew your name and stuff to fill it out, and then he knew what, I guess, dollar amount he wanted it all to be and
Yeah,
stuff.
I guess so.
Okay.
I guess the only thing he asked me for was a name, like mine.
Sorry,
My name.
your name.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's.
I just didn't hear you.
No, you good.
Okay. And then what? He picked you up earlier today. Y'all came straight here, and that was it. Y'all ain't been hanging out the last 2 days.
Literally, that's it.
Okay. All right.
He just made it so simple, so I didn't really like
Oh, I feel
say it
that.
back in my head. Like, damn, this is dumb.
You walk out with a band too.
Like, and
Really? You said he walk out with a band?
Go to your what?
My clothing brand.
Clothing. I got you.
Like, I was about to open. That's why I opened TD originally, to make a business,
Yeah.
to make it as a business account.
Okay.
But like, bro, it's too late for that.
No, it's
We're gonna
not.
search you before we put you in the
Yeah.
vehicle. 'Cause
Oh,
you,
no,
you understand?
no, yeah.
You understand you're under arrest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Spread your feet for me, sir. A little more wider than that. You're gonna have to go wider. A little bit wider. Yep. I'll show you. Right there, like that.
You gonna hold me if I fall?
100%. What do you think my hand is here? You see what I'm saying? Look, I got my leg and my arm, making sure you don't fall, bro.
I'm not trying to eat shit.
I know, bro.
I'm
You
not
good?
trying to eat shit.
I get it. I get it,
It's
bro.
all love, bro. I didn't even.
I feel you. Listen, I get it.
Man, it ain't love.
Hey, so listen, I'm not asking this to be funny, right? I ask everybody this before I put them in my car. I'm gonna pat you down. Is there anything that's gonna poke me, stick me, or harm me? Okay.
No.
So that covers
I just
anything
have
on.
lighters.
Just hear me out. Anything that covers anything on the outside of your body. Do you have anything on the inside of your body? I ask everybody.
No, you
because
good,
here's
no,
the
no.
reason I'm asking it is it's fine now, but once you get to the jail, they're gonna X-ray you, and if they see something inside you, it's another charge.
Oh,
So
no,
if you
no,
want to
no.
tell me now, we
No, I
can
don't
figure
got-
that
I
out.
don't got it.
You sure?
Yeah, 100%.
No piercings in places that
No,
I'm not
no.
gonna find. Okay.
No.
All right.
Elliot Garcia was charged with felony grand theft, felony uttering of counterfeit check, and felony fraudulent use of personal identification.
Bro did everything wrong, but at the end of the day, it was his first offense, bro. You know, maybe he'll care about that record because, you know, what you do, like, I won't lie to you. What you do when you 18 is when you like really start being like an adult, when you like really like become an adult. Like, obviously 18 is technically an adult, but when you start really focusing on your future, like that type of stuff that you did before in the past, like, yeah, for a while you're gonna have to put on job applications that, yeah, you know, I got like felony for this or whatever. But like, if bro moves to like another state, I mean, I wouldn't even put that shit. Like, just to be honest with you, I moved to like another state, go get a job. He can go move to Georgia, go get a job, and just kind of cool out. You know what I mean? But look, That's what you don't do. Everything he did, don't do that. Zip it. You know, you done already told one story basically to, you know, who you was trying to get to cash a check for you or whatever it was. You done already told one story. Zip it. You see what I'm saying? Zip it. Talk to a lawyer, because what the teller said is going to be a statement that you get to review. So, you know, like you don't necessarily have to give a statement to the police. The people that you need to speak with is really the judge and the DA. And typically, like, that's where you go in and you give like your statement at like the precinct or whatever. But dog, you got the right to remain silent. Like, literally anything that you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. They're literally telling you that what we are trying to establish here is information that we're going to use against you in a court of law. I'm not giving you shit to use against me in a court of law. You just going to have to use what you got. Okay? Use what you got. And I'm going to take my time and get my story together. Okay? To make sure that everything that I have to say is sound and contrite and truthful. Because, well, personally, I'm not a criminal. So if I'm going to be in that situation, it's literally going to be because of something that pretty much involved me defending myself. And I need to make sure that I'm not in shock. It's that, which is the truth. Make sure I'm not in shock, because when you're in shock, you're going to say things that are like incoherent, right? Simple things like, how many shots did you let off? Well, it felt like I let off 4, but in reality, you let off 12. You know what I mean? Like, it felt like 4 because it all happened so fast. And now it sounds like you're lying. So, yeah, don't do what he did. And I don't even mean by not talking. Just don't do what he did. Don't do crimes, okay? Don't cash checks that don't belong to you. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.